All right, so in this video, we're going to showcase how to set up an integration between Google Drive and Airtable and some automations that will help us create the folders that we need to organize our videos automatically. So I think organization is a super critical thing. It's something I've had to practice and learn. Automation definitely helps with that. So hopefully this automation is useful for you. We have our staging here. So the purpose of what we're trying to do here is basically create an automation that anytime a video moves from the ideation phase over to filming, we're going to use that as a trigger to create the Google folder structure for that video, and it's going to house all of the assets and keep things organized for that video. So we're just creating that automation that triggers to create that Google Drive folder. I've created a Google Drive setup here. We have YouTube, we have the channel here, and in videos, I have kind of like some initial folders here. So these are the folders that we're going to be creating here using this automation. So let's go ahead and get started on this. What we're going to do first is grab the folder ID here. Actually, no, I don't think we need that. First thing we're going to do is we're going to want to create an Airtable automation, and we're going to say add a trigger when a record matches conditions, table is videos, and when that condition is the phase is equal to filming and Google folder ID is empty, right? So if we move a video from the ideation phase into the filming phase and that Google folder ID has not been created for that video, then we're going to go ahead and do this. So let's go ahead and choose a record. So it's going to yell at me because we don't actually have a record that matches that. That's fine. But what we're going to do now is we're actually going to set up an action to do this. And so what we're going to do is run a script. And I have a little script here that I've made that I'm going to port in here. Let me just copy it here. And we're going to add this right in there. Boom. And we're going to, so what this is, I'm not a huge JavaScript expert here, but I just have this lying around. So basically what it's saying is we're adding some inputs for a webhook URL and for the video record ID. So we're going to add that input variable, and that's going to be equal to webhook URL, and the value is TBD. We're going to add another input variable here, and it's going to be that video record ID, and that's also TBD. And so we should be good to save this, test it, finish editing. Cool. I'm going to rename this, and the description is going to be send to make. Okay, awesome. Now we're going to need to create a webhook in Make. And so we're going to go ahead and create a new scenario. And we're going to name it YouTube. And it's going to be create Google Drive folder for videos. Start with webhooks. And we'll do custom webhook, and we'll add a new one here for YouTube, create Google folder for videos. I try to name the webhooks the same thing as the make workflow. I have over 1,000 make workflows, so it really helps me stay organized and just keep track of everything. Let's go ahead and create that webhook URL, and then to initialize it, you can just put it in your browser, and you can put any test data. So we're just passing that in the browser. You get that accepted back, and you can see in Make that it's successfully determined the structure there. So we're going to say catch Airtable hook. Okay, cool. Now we have a URL, and we can go back to Airtable and replace our script here. with that thing. Okay, boom, done. Finished editing that. Cool. Now we're gonna need the video record ID. And so we're actually gonna need to select a record here. So let's finish editing and we'll move a record into the filming stage. Filming. Now if we go back to automations, that record should be available to select here. So we can click use select suggested record, and now we have access to that record that we just created here. So now what we're gonna do is go to our script and we're gonna edit the code for that. Actually, we don't need to do that. We can do it right here in this input, and we can go ahead and add that video base record URL. And then let's go ahead and run this webhook, and then we can test to see if this is going to work. And it looks like we successfully captured that record ID. Now we're going to need to change this. This is sending the full URL and not just the record ID. So let's go look at our code here, and we will take a look. Base record, no. So what we need is the base record ID. So actually, here, we need Airtable record ID. That's what we need. Let's test that. Run this again. And now we should just get that record ID. Okay. Now we're looking good. This is done. And what we can do is go back to our thing here. We'll change the name of this to match the workflow here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get a record from Airtable. Get record from Airtable. Oh man, my computer is slowing way down. Let me try that again. Airtable, get a record. And we're going to pick the YouTube base, and we're going to pick the channel for the video, and we're going to grab that record ID. Perfect. And we'll just test this. Cool. And now we have that right there. Now what we're going to do is create that Google Drive folder. So we're going to go to Google Drive, and we are going to create a folder. And we're going to do a new folder location, and that is going to be in growth, in marketing, in content marketing, and in YouTube. Pretty deep in here. We'll do Chris Fry. That's the channel. And then we'll do in videos. And the new folder's name is going to be the name of the video title. And we're done. Create folder ID. And then we're going to go ahead and make sure that we're storing that folder ID. Add folder ID to video. And we're going to do that in YouTube. And then table is videos. And it's the same record ID that we pulled from that webhook. Now we are good to go. Let's test this one more time with a new video here. I want to do the whole dragging over. So let's do Stripe. And oops, automation wasn't turned on. We got to turn on the automation, and then we'll do Stripe. See if that runs, and it looks like it ran correctly. If we go into videos, we should have a nice new video file here. And you can add subfolders in there if you want, but we're looking pretty good. So now all we have to do when I want to film a new video, all I have to do is drag it over into filming, and then it'll auto create the Google Drive folder setup and we'll be rolling. So you can imagine how if we chain a bunch of these automations together, there's steps that happen at every phase in this YouTube process. So we can kind of grease the wheels a little bit from the beginning. It should help things go a lot quicker. So hopefully that was useful. Don't forget to turn on your automation here, and then that should be it for this video. We're going to add a lot more automations to this, but hopefully this was useful for you, and then we'll see you in the next video.